How you are in the world matters. Overwhelm is inevitable and optional. Time to listen up and make it optional for you. So, you're feeling really tired and you're fed up of feeling tired, particularly in the afternoon, when actually you're not ready to stop for the day. It's a whole afternoon. You really want some more energy. And you've tried lots of things. You've tried more exercise, less sleep, more sleep, changing your diet, coffee, not coffee, more water, less water, all sorts of things. You've Googled everything. You're still tired. And quite frankly, you're bored of being tired. You've got things to do. You've got a life to live. So this episode is for you. So usually when we think about tiredness and energy, we think of ways of increasing our energy. But I want to turn that around for a moment and say, what if you've got all of the energy you need, but you're misusing it? So what if you're giving it to people through unhealthy boundaries? So you're saying yes to things not meant for you, and you're not saying no when actually you've already got stuff to do. It might not look that impressive to them, but it's none of their business because this is your life. And learning to practice self-acceptance, getting to know yourself through self-awareness practices, and working with who you are at this point in your life is actually the route to more energy, more freedom, more joy, getting done the stuff that you want to get done, and living life your way, healthy, happy, able to laugh at yourself, remembering how to have fun, not just getting through. So let's think about this for a moment. Imagine that you've got all of the energy you need. Now, right now, you might be at a period in your life where you're really struggling and you know that actually you've got less energy than you wish you'd had because you're pushing yourself close to breaking down and burning out. So actually you're aware that your energy isn't at its optimal. But you can only start with where you are. So let's just start with where you are. You've got some energy. You want more energy. You've tried lots of things, they're not really working for you. You're finding it really, really difficult to do less because you've got big dreams, you've got lots of responsibilities, you've got a pressured job or a business to run, you've got people you love who you want to be there for, you've got stuff to do. Exercise is important, eating well is important. So your life is good in lots of ways because you know what you like, you know what's important to you, but it's just not working. You haven't got enough energy. So instead of trying to grasp at getting more energy, let's think about ways that you might be giving away your energy or using your energy in a not very helpful way. So one of these is boundaries. So each time you say yes to something, you're saying no to something else. You can't say yes to everything. But if you get highly excited and you're good at saying yes to everything because they're good opportunities and you don't want to miss out, you may have taken on too much. So that's one way, isn't it? To look at all the projects and say, right, I want them all to happen, but I'm just going to have to change the time scale. Or maybe actually some of them just don't light you up. And carrying them around is tiring because they're unfinished. And anything that's unfinished, that's not nicely kind of put somewhere safe to pick up later, is draining. So some of your energy could be leaking into projects that are not finished, that you don't really want to finish, or things you've agreed to do for people and you just don't feel right about it anymore. You said yes at the time because you were being nice or it seemed like a good opportunity, or you just didn't quite know how to say no, or you were manipulated into it because you're a nice, highly conscientious person. This is really common. It's perfectly okay to go back and say, yeah, I've had a rethink. I don't think this is for me. It's perfectly okay to do that. It's difficult if you're not used to doing it and the person might not react in a nice way, but it's okay to do that. And if you're serious about getting your energy up to do the things that you long to do, then this is a really good place to claw back some of your energy. So that's worth thinking about. But a technique I want to do with you right now is powerful in an easier way. So it's something that you can implement from now forever. So it's a neutral noticing practice. Neutral noticing is my meditative self-awareness practice, which is just quite simply getting out of your head where the overwhelm lives into your body, because I don't know about you, but I got really good at ignoring the signals from my body, not looking after my body, and then I got sick and burnt out. So if you're kind of recognizing that in yourself, that you're not really looking after your body, then this is a really good way of doing a meditative self-awareness practice that also includes acknowledging and being kind to your body and nourishing your body. So it's kind of like buy one, get one free. And the reason for that is that I needed that and my clients need that. So it's kind of evolved in the work I do and how I healed myself on my own journey. So yes, neutral noticing is quite simply noticing neutrally what's going on in the body, sometimes noticing what's going on in the mind, and sometimes noticing neutrally what's going on around you. But the simplest technique is out of your head into your body and just notice. Now, if you're really tired, part of what could be going on for you is that when you're tired, you're not acknowledging that because you're pushing on through, because you're stuck in your head. That's really common. You get stuck in your head, you're getting stuff done, you're really happy stuck in your head, but you're ignoring your body's need. And because the body needs water, nourishing food, and movement as very, very basic things, when we get really, really fixated on working, they're the first things to go. So noticing thirst, and if you've got so detached from thirst that you need to make yourself drink until you can remember what it's like to be sated, to actually not be thirsty, then you're going to have to just notice that and really focus on that. So am I thirsty? Let's see. And then really, really notice that water going down your throat, quenching your cells, and really enjoying that can be really, really helpful. And also with nourishing food. So nourishing food, if I'm really busy on something, I'm kind of like, well, I don't know if I'm really hungry. I'll just keep going. But actually setting up easy to get hold of nourishing food before I get into that mode has been really helpful for me. Or deciding I'm going to definitely stop at this time and I'm going to create something nourishing, because the process of cooking and, the colours and really getting into the food, even for like 10 minutes, can be really nourishing and a good break. So that's worth thinking about. And also movement. So this is where I really want to hone in on. So the body will hold all of the stresses of the day. And if you can easily get stuck in front of a screen in one position for a long time, and you get really, really good at ignoring the body's signals until it starts moaning at you, and the very word moaning is negative. So if it feels like your body's nagging you, and one of those things is tiredness, then it's time to start listening to your body before that happens. So if your body needs to rest or move, then allowing rest and movement. So not scheduling it, not pushing it, not making it a big deal, just noticing it and allowing it. So this is an in the moment practice, and it can be really, really tiny, which is helpful, right? Because if I said to you, well, you need to exercise more because your body needs movement, you'd be like, well, that's another thing to add to my list, and I already exercise. So it's not that, Heidi. No, I'm talking about spontaneous movement, allowing movement, flowing, easy movements that allow the energy in your body to move. Because when we sit in one position, we stagnate, our energy stagnates and gets stuck. And we know this because our muscles get tense and we're suddenly like, oh my God, my eyes are really sore. I've got a headache or a migraine. My neck's killing me. Now I need to contact my chiropractor, get a massage. Uh-oh, I can't get a massage at the moment. Doom, 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 doom. So it's easier to prevent these things. It's easier to prevent the need for a massage. It's easier to prevent the need for an entire week of sleep. It's easier to keep and build your health than it is to reclaim it from like a deficit. It's just easier. So if you think about this in the moment, one way to do this would be on the hour, every hour, you set a timer for 1 minute, you look away from your screen, you stand up, and then, well, we'll do it now, shall we? So you stand up and you send all of your attention down to your feet. Feel your feet on the ground. Really get curious about the physical sensations of your feet to help your attention stay in your feet, because your mind is going to keep pulling your attention back. That's okay, but you're going to keep purposely committing to noticing what's going on in your body over and over again, knowing that each time you return your attention to your body, you're strengthening your ability to control your attention. So feel your feet on the ground. Allow your belly to soften if it wants to. And if it doesn't, that's okay. Just notice. Feel your feet on the ground. Softening belly or not. Allow your shoulders to move away from your ears if they want to. And if they don't, that's okay. Just notice that too. Feet on the ground. Softening belly or not. Shoulders moving away from your ears. Space between your teeth, maybe not. And notice how you feel. Notice any heaviness, any lightness, any kind of feelings of expansion, like relief that you've paused for a moment. Any gratitude from your body for being listened to after being ignored all day. Really get curious about the physical sensations in your body, but see if you can do this neutrally. So feelings of relief, calling it relief or release or tiredness rather than heaviness, or even heaviness itself, these are not neutral words, and it's really difficult to notice what's going on in the body without the mind getting involved, but it's really worth it. There's like this whole hidden load of information for you and connectiveness and self-awareness. So see if you can dive beneath the mind's labels of this is good, this is bad, I'm going to get a headache, I can't do this, I'm rubbish at it. And instead, just get really curious about the physical sensations in your body at this moment, as if you've never done this before, which you might not have done, but I'm hoping you're going to do it regularly because it's really helpful. Ready? Send all of your awareness down to your feet. Feel your feet on the ground. Allow your belly to soften or not. Allow your shoulders to move away from your ears. And if they don't want to, don't try to make them, don't try to do anything. Just notice completely neutrally what's going on in your body. And then become aware of anywhere where it feels like you're carrying your day. Any kind of stuckness, heaviness, anywhere that feels like your to-do list is nagging you or responsibilities are weighing on you. So just becoming aware of the kind of build-up of the day in your body. Just see if it would be nice to allow this to slide down onto the floor for a moment. It's just an experiment. You can pick it all up again later if you want to. So just allowing your day to ease down off your shoulders, your belly, wherever it is for you. And just placing it on the floor for a moment. It's completely safe. And then notice how this feels for you. Notice if this was easy or difficult, whether it feels nice or whether it feels weird and you're now worried about not getting everything done, or just notice the reaction completely neutrally. So it's just information, useful information for you. Get curious about the resistance to doing this, about any judgments from your mind about whether you're good or whether this feels good or whether you're not very good at it or it doesn't feel nice. Just notice all of it. Notice how you feel now that you're not carrying so much of your day. And if it does feel good, if it gives you information about how you were holding yourself before doing this pausing practice, then that can be helpful to you. So opening your eyes and just notice how you feel. Notice if the body wants to move. So placing your awareness kind of in the center of your body. It's very center of your body, whatever that means to you. And notice if any movement wants to come. Maybe some twirling round and round to allow your spine to twist. Spines like to bend and twist. They don't like being stuck. Notice if your arms or your head or your belly, any part of you just wants to move and maybe shaking it out, having a little dance or a bounce or a twirl or not. Maybe you just want to lie on the floor because you've suddenly realised how tired you are. but just notice it. Notice what's going on. Notice where you are holding yourself, and maybe that some of those patterns of holding aren't necessary, because this is really useful information. If you did this every day for a minute or two on the hour, noticing what's going on in your body and allowing a kind of resetting in any way the body wants to do that, and then noticing what that does to your energy levels, because we misuse our bodies. So when we are pushing to get things done, we create unnecessary tension. A lot of us do. Unnecessary tension in the body. Becoming aware of this unnecessary tension and stopping it building up just by noticing it, not by pushing to change and control, but by completely neutrally noticing, tends to allow things to change because you become aware of it. And when we become aware of something, it allows us to let go of things that don't serve us. It allows us to let new ways of being in. So this is a change the how of your day, not your want. This is an easier thing to do than trying to reschedule, rejuggle, have difficult conversations with people about projects you want to drop. They're all good things to do, but if you want a really easy way, I highly recommend you pause, neutrally notice what's going on in your body, and just notice this every hour, letting go of some of that tension that's building up. And if you'd like my free 1 minute mark, which is a 1 minute audio neutral noticing practice, you can use this to do it. So you can do the 1 minute and then add in this releasing of patterns that aren't helping you. Or you can just do the 1 minute and then allow any movement that wants to come. Now you're in your body. You can use it how you want, but don't expect anything. This is really important. So neutral noticing, if you start expecting it to be something to prop you up to get you through and keep your burnout pattern going for longer, you're going to be disappointed, because it won't work for you. It's not designed to do that. It's a self-awareness practice. It's designed to support you in becoming more self-aware. And this is helpful. It's not helpful to use it as a relaxation practice so you can get back on with your work and just extend your burnout. It's just really, because at some point it's going to disappoint you and it won't make you relax, and then you're going to be like, then I'm rubbish at it, and then you've missed something that could be really valuable to you. So I'll put the link in the show notes for the 1 minute mark, and I hope that was helpful. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Overwhelm is Optional podcast. If you find this podcast has lifted your day, inspired you, or helped you in any way, please take some time to subscribe or share it, or preferably both, so more people can find out about my work. To connect with me, please email me at heidi@heidimark.co.uk. That's Heidi, Heidi, at heidimark.co.uk, or visit me on all the normal social media platforms at Heidi Mark.